Okay, so we have Albert Nguyen with us, a director of bands at the University of Memphis, and we had a chance to talk with Armin earlier today about the marching band. And so, how long have you been here at the University of Memphis?
I'm starting my fifth year.
Your fifth year.
I came on here first as the director of athletic bands.
Right.
And then my colleagues above me moved, and then I interviewed for the position, and they were kind enough to keep me here. So I feel very fortunate to be here.
And so, in your fifth year here, and
Yep.
and so, how many years as the director of bands now? Just
Officially, this is starting my second
second year.
here.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's wonderful. So tell us about, because we got lots of moms and dads and student viewers watching us on the internet, about the opportunities that are available at and really, I mean, I travel all over the country, and the School of Music at the University of Memphis, the profile gets higher and higher and higher. We keep hearing about you from the edges of the United States rather than just here in the Mid-South. So tell us what's going on in the band programs at Memphis.
Well, I think that we have a really great comprehensive program. We cover the gambit from what you can do in the concert hall and what you can do on the football field and what you can do in a basketball stadium. We've got three concert ensembles: the wind ensemble, the symphonic band, and the university band. And then students have the opportunity to play in the marching band and the pep band. And then we also have two jazz bands. Southern Comfort, very, very fine jazz band with a lot of recordings out already.
Oh, wow.
And then their training group, the Jazz 2 Orchestra. And you know, one of our philosophies is that, you know, regardless of what you choose to do as a major, you shouldn't put away music. You know, parents and family members have invested so much time and money and patience into getting students to develop this very wonderful skill. And the biggest thing for me is to provide an opportunity for all to make music, to continue on beyond high school. And what I'm really proud of is the fact that we provide that opportunity. We've got opportunities for students at all levels to be involved in music making beyond their high school years.
Let me ask you on the mighty sound of the South. How many people are not music majors that have entered the band from another school in the university?
Probably somewhere around the realm of 70%, 75% possibly.
So it's community-wide
Absolutely.
at the university.
Absolutely. You
One
know,
of the neatest things about that is walking across the campus and saying hello to people all the way from one side to the other side, because that's where, you know, your 70% mix like that. It's a fantastic atmosphere.
And that's why I love the Mighty Sound of the South. It is a slice of the university. It's a microcosm of what everyone's going to see. You know, it's not very often that a nursing major, or we've got a great nursing school, it's not often that a nursing major is going to be rubbing elbows with music majors, and music majors being rubbing elbows with biology majors outside of their gen eds.
Right. And the other thing is that their grades are higher, because if you have math problems, and in band there's all these math, the engineers all stay in music, the scientists all stay in music. It's good for the grades of the music students, and the music students get them through all those electives that they took that they thought were going to be cool, like the life of Elvis or jazz in America, and all of a sudden they need help, you know, to get through.
Well, and you know, you think about the number of students who come to college and the experience isn't what they thought it was going to be, and then they end up maybe falling short, dropping out, or finding themselves in trouble. You know, what we offer in the music community and at all colleges, and you know, especially at the University of Memphis, is a connection to something that they're already accustomed to seeing. You know, they're around the same type of people. I don't care what part of the country you go to, music students are music students.
Right.
They all kind of behave the same way, and so it's automatic friendship, automatic family, and you know, you surround yourself with those types of people, and you're going to be successful, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure, it's a support network.
Absolutely.
And from an educational standpoint, I see this all the time at ASU in the marching band. There's the little cells inside the sections as well as across the sections. That's like a virtual academic team.
Yes.
For the thing that we're talking about, like I'm having problems in accounting, or I'm having problems in whichever class. But you're right, it's an automatic club. They can come and plug in, and they're looking across at the same kind of people.
Yeah.
Known as bandos. You know?
Right.
And So that's really important. So I'm going to be a freshman next year, and I'm coming here, and I'm going to be a biology major or an engineering major. How do I get a hold of you? How do I find out about, like, if I'm an internet savvy guy? How do I get a hold of University of Memphis bands? What's the website?
Well, you would go to memphis.edu/music.
Yep.
And that takes us to our music website.
Awesome.
And then you can click on ensembles, and there's information on how to information on the bands and information on how you can get involved. For the Mighty Sound of the South, we're blessed in the fact that we have scholarships specifically for members who want to be, or students who want to be members of the Mighty Sound. Incredible. And $1,000 to do what you love. You know,
wow,
and
that's cool.
That's fantastic.
We were given a number actually by Dr. Armenhall, 901-678 band.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
it. So you got to remember to dial the number.
901-678 band. Yeah. And you set up an audition. And show up, hear you play, and we'll let you know how that worked out for you.
Wow, that's incredible.
For ensembles in general, if you wanted to play in any of our concert ensembles or any of our jazz bands, we have auditions 3 days before the beginning of every semester. And what we do is post the excerpts online. You get the excerpts. You show up on the day that you're supposed to show up and do your thing. And from there, we take what we hear and we place people in the ensembles that we feel that they're going to be that benefit the most and contribute the most. And so we're always thinking about how students across the campus can contribute and share their gift of music making.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So it's a cool school. You shared with me a fact about the school in Tennessee that I didn't know about, graduate programs. Tell us about the graduate programs here.
Yeah, we have a fantastic graduate program. We're the only school in the state of Tennessee that grants doctorates. And, you know, and I love that for two reasons. You know, number one, as an undergrad, I come in and I sit down in an ensemble and I'm sitting next to a trumpet player that sounds beautiful.
Right.
And it inspires me to want to play better. And as a doctoral candidate, as a PhD student, I have the ability to teach. I'm asked to teach, and that's, you know, we really get to stretch our legs on both sides, and we're really excited about that. We have doctorate programs in performance, so in all the music, in all the instruments, we have doctorates in conducting, choral, music, band, and orchestral, and then of course we have PhDs in ethnomusicology and theory, and it's great to be around doctoral students, master's students. And then have them interact with our undergraduate students. I feel like it raises the bar for a lot of people. It raises the bar for the graduate students to really have to do well for their professors when they're teaching. Yeah. It raises the bar for the undergraduates because they see the product of serious dedication and practice.
Right.
And it's great to have
process.
that.
The upper educational process is really quite something. As it heads for the terminal experience. And
right.
Not everybody gets to sit there and be a bachelor's degree student and watch the forward moves of the doctoral people.
Absolutely.
It's always a great example that's being set. And it always makes everybody more serious to see the fact that the people that are older than you are bearing down harder than you are.
Yes.
And it makes you stop and think about things like video games, and maybe you should be doing your homework, you know, like those other people are doing.
Absolutely.
The older ones.
Yeah. You know, it's always great when you go to a first rehearsal and then you see the undergraduate students that maybe have not been there before, and then they sit down, like in the first wind ensemble rehearsal, for instance, and the doctoral students and the master's students are there, and they're ready to go. They're prepared. They have the music ready. Yeah. And then the undergraduate student sits down right next to them, and they notice the guy next to them or the girl next to them's not missing any notes. That just brings it all up, and it's great.
They do the teaching for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
absolutely,
awesome.
And that's certainly something that I try to do in the wind ensemble, is to allow the doctorates to act like real principals, turn down to the sections and speak to the players in the sections about the things that they're hearing as well. So we're all teaching all the time.
Wow.
A big collaborative group effort.
That's wonderful. So we've got really great undergraduate programs and really opportunity abound in the graduate side.
Yes.
And then for me, it's always, I grew up in Minnesota, and there was loads of colleges there, and community outreach was a huge part of what they're doing there too. And we talked about a couple things that you guys are, one that's coming up, that you're going to start new in terms of this Youth Wind Ensemble.
Yes.
But I think you're continuing an honor band that happens in February. So tell us about that as a piece of Memphis outreach.
Right. We our University of Memphis Honor Band is February 13, 14, and 15th. We invite band directors from the tri-state area to basically send us their best. And then we look at those lists, and then we have to take a limited number because we can only do 3 bands. But we look at those lists, and we invite all those students to come in, and they audition for their bands, and they get to work with the clinicians that we hire. Our top group, our wind ensemble this year, is going to be Verena Mozambique Bryant from Duke University. And then I will be doing one of the bands. And one of my colleagues in town here, Chuck Wright, he will be doing another band. During this event, the students will also interface with our faculty, because our faculty will give master classes. And then we also provide for the directors who attend clinics. So, for instance, last year, our new clarinet colleague, Robin Jones, she gave basically a clarinet boot camp for band directors. Here's what you need to think about, and here's what you need to do.
That's awesome.
And it's fantastic. And since we have some new colleagues here with Elise Blatchford in flute, we're hopeful that she'll be able to give a clinic that would be helpful
awesome.
in the area as well.
That would be great.
That's a great piece of outreach. I always loved that. Dr. Frank Ben-Cresciuto ran an honor band at the University of Minnesota, and Chuck Olson ran one at Bethany College and Bethel College, and it was just always really that was really fun for me in high school to be able to have a chance to go to the university and see what was happening with what the old people were doing at the university. When I was a kid, I always enjoyed that. And then you've got a new thing coming up, and this kind of thing is really near and dear to my heart. I run I've had the opportunity to be involved with a community band for the last 13 years in Arizona called the Salt River Brass, and my fiance, soon-to-be wife, when she
Congratulations.
first, thank you. When she first came to the first rehearsal, she's a high school band director at the time. She left the rehearsal and she's like, "Man, is there anything like this for kids in town?" And I was like, "No, actually there isn't." So she started an organization, and this in her 8th year, we sort of have this brass band. We have a junior high school band, and it's a local. From all the different high schools in the East Valley of Phoenix. And so I love community music, and I love even more when community music reaches out to kids with the message of, number one, extended opportunities in music, but for me the most important thing, and you touched on it earlier, which is music's a lifelong skill.
Oh,
you can
absolutely.
do this forever.
Yeah.
And so we're showing kids opportunities in community music, and then we have a number of other groups where we play together, and so we had an opportunity recently where the community band and the youth band got together, and I had an 84-year-old sitting next to a 14-year-old.
That is beautiful.
Just a simple little 70-year difference in life experience, and but it was a wonderful thing, and the kid came away from the opportunity, talked about it because it was Dave Geffen.
Yeah, sure.
He used to be an Air Force pilot in the Korean War.
Wow.
And really interesting guy. And so he got a chance to sit there and with this guy who was lived his life not as a professional musician, but always played music. Mm-hmm. And the 14-year-old comes away with this experience talking about like, I didn't know you could play when you were
right.
I thought this was the thing you did in high school. It's like, no, the message is lifelong music. So this is the crescendo leading up to this. I think it's new. This ensemble that you guys are going to do. So talk about this thing that's coming up here in Memphis.
We're really excited about launching our Youth Wind Ensemble. This is something that we feel strongly about, and I'm thankful that Armin Hall really is spearheading this and really getting it going. But we're inviting our area high school students to participate in a Youth Wind Ensemble.
Oh, neat.
And get them to come on campus with us. They'll Armin will be working with them in the spring, and we'll meet on Sundays. And I believe we have about 9 rehearsals, and then they give a concert. And on that concert, they'll have their own portion of the concert, but on for the final piece, for the finale, for this semester, they'll be joining the wind ensemble. So we'll do side-by-sides with them in the wind ensemble, and we'll just have a great time making music. And throughout the process, they'll be having sectionals with our faculty, some of our graduate students and some of our very fine undergraduate students will also be helping out within the ensemble. And so we're just surrounding the students who are interested in the experience with the best that our university can offer for their development as musicians, so that they can continue and carry on.
That's great.
And it's beautiful. I can't wait to get started.
So it's the Tiger Youth Wind Ensemble.
Tiger
right?
Youth Wind Ensemble.
That's going to be Tai. That's going to be cool. And so people that are listening that want to find out about that. So same place. www.memphis.edu/music.
You'll be able to find it on our website. Yes.
Right? Okay.
And for that one, you'll have to go to the community music website.
Okay.
From that site, you can go to the community music school website to find more information about Taiwi.
Awesome. And I have a question from you from a fan. Who's watching from Monroe, Louisiana. Is Louisiana eligible for the honor band that you mentioned before?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Come on up.
Come on up.
Come on
up.
That's
right, yeah.
Absolutely. That would be terrific.
That's awesome.
And it reminds me of another opportunity. We're really working hard to create a summer program. There are band camps all over the place in the summer. And I've been involved here with the Memphis Music Camp now, maybe 4 years. This will be my 4th time doing it. And it keeps getting larger every year. Last year, we were able to have 2-string orchestras. And we had a large band, but then we broke everybody up into chamber ensembles. And this usually happens the 3rd week in June. And we'll have more information about that up later. But it's the Memphis Music Camp, and it's an opportunity for high school students, middle school students to come, not only explore their instruments further, but actually explore some of the other arts, because we have classes in art, classes in dancing. I'm actually hoping to have a drama teacher this year.
So it's an exploration.
Absolutely, yeah. So they'll certainly delve more into their instrument.
Drama teacher, you just hire a color guard instructor. They teach drama every day.
We can do that, absolutely. We'll have them spinning.
That's it.
In Macbeth. Do that while you say these lines.
That's hilarious. We've got. By the way, everybody that's watching, you can have some shout-outs or questions for our guests throughout the course of the night. We got another one for Isaiah Field in the Bolton Band, Love Mom. And go Preston. Man, Preston, you are well loved, because the shout-outs just pouring in for Preston. Please shout out to Victoria Moore from Arlington High School. Drop it like it's hot, not the flag. Go blue and gold. Sort of encouraging words. Please give a shout out to my fave, Rebecca Fellers, the Arkadelphia. You're welcome. Is from Louisiana eligible for the honor band? That's great. Well, we got that one. And here's one. Go Union City. You did great. And so this is a great thing to be able to do for the remaining bands that are here tonight in our Class 4A competition coming up here, starting with Munford at 8:15. So any words of encouragement or shout-outs, you can get a hold of us on our cell phones, which are listed there on the screen, or via Facebook or Twitter feeds that we have running up there. So if you're that kind of a person that tweets your Twitters, your
Am I?
Tweets? No, I mean if you out there are that kind of person, you can get a hold of us that way. So and we had a few roll in actually while we were talking while we were chattering here. It was Good Luck Union City Purple People from Tracy Valentine. So this is really cool that we're able to do this. We've done this. We were at the University of Illinois, Arizona State, Northwestern State, and Louisiana, and now here. And so for the viewers that checked in, they got a chance to hear 3 awesome university marching bands so far, and tonight at 9:45 we get to hear the mighty sound.
Excited. Some Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah, we heard it this morning at the rehearsal, and it's just going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that it's Earth, Wind, and Fire, because it's so cold for us desert people here that it's just going to be it's spectacular. So this is a really cool thing for everybody. I don't know that I get a chance to travel a lot, so I get to see maybe 10 or 15 university marching bands a year. That's pretty rare for most people to get a chance to see anything other than the one that's in their town. So
right. Unless they're going to
a show, right?
Games
somewhere.
All the time, yeah.
Right. So banddirector.com is bringing us these great opportunities for people all across the world to check out great university marching bands. And this is going to be fun tonight. We were watching, I was telling Armand that The band sounds good. It looks really good, but the cymbal line is engaging. So people should be checking it out tonight because
we love our cymbals.
Yeah, and you know what? Besides the choreography, which is exciting and fun, they make a lot of really pretty fine sounds as a cymbal
absolutely.
line.
I
was amazed at their facility, being a 3-valve person and not being given things like that to make noise with because I
just all they have is 2 plates and they make all that music.
Right, and it's always interesting. Students will come in and they think, well, I want to be on the drum line. Okay, so they try out for the drum line, and then they see the cymbal line.
Oh.
And then they discover that it's a lot different, and it can be really cool. And I love the fact that our cymbal players are so proud of what they do.
Well, that's awesome.
You can tell.
And it's a beautiful thing. It's visual, it's fun. For basketball, it's completely interactive.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's something.
That's wonderful. Sam, you're hearing from anybody over there?
Things are, yes.
We are
proud. Go Mumford. Love Mumford. First UMC. And all this code is being spoken. Hey, Jack. Go Preston. Arlington rocks. And then, this guy, somebody's very happy that they're from Louisiana and they're going to get to go out for that honor band. So
that's terrific.
Start getting some reach going in this honor band program here because of the webcast.
And it doesn't really matter where they're from. If they can get here on the 13th, 14th, and 15th
of
February, yes. We would love to have them to come check it out. Have them come in and check it out.
And the honor band information's at the Memphis website?
Yes.
And
on the honor band information
music,
is there.
then where are they going to look for that? Is that going to be their ensembles?
There will, in about a couple of weeks, there will be its own dedicated button.
Okay,
It'll
great.
say University of Memphis Honor Band.
Got it.
Awesome.
And then they'll just click in on that.
That's really great. That's really great. So I'm going to just soapbox for one moment, then you can talk about it, which is that one of my favorite things about your career path is what I feel like should be the career path of somebody heading towards director of bands at a university level. You taught middle school?
Yes.
You taught high school?
Yes.
You taught college marching band?
Yes.
And now you're teaching Nguyen Ensemble and teaching graduate students how to conduct. So you've been on the journeyman, apprentice, master craftsman route
I've seen it all.
Of doing what you're doing. And so let's talk about that because, there's a clear path to being able to be 26 and having a doctorate and no experience right now. Because schools offer that path.
Right.
What did it mean to you to be able to be here where you are now in your second year as the DOB at a major school of music to have the entire spectrum of music ed band experience under your belt?
Well, the first thing is I honestly feel like I understand the gravity of the position. I was very fortunate at a very young age to have beautiful teachers. They cared for me, they brought me up, they grew me and groomed me, and all of my teachers, from my college band directors down to my middle school band directors, they always taught me how important it was to be completely prepared for the next step and to work hard and to never take for granted your scales and your fundamentals. Mm-hmm. And when I looked at the position of director of bands, I knew that involves a lot. That means you're responsible for an entire program. You have to make sure that you at least have had your hand in all of these places. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be the first to admit, yeah, sure, there's plenty that I don't know, and I'm not afraid to ask at all. I'm on the phone all the time calling, hey, this happened, how do I fix this? But it was important for me to understand, number one, I need to know what it's like to start beginners. Yeah. And the reason I did that was actually so that I could be a better high school band director. I wanted to do that. I really didn't think that my path was going to be here. I just wanted to be a really good musician and to be a really good band director. Mm-hmm. So I worked really hard. I learned all the alternate fingerings. I learned the trill fingerings. And I spent time talking shop to as many people as I possibly could. And then when I was teaching high school, I realized that there was this other side of me that I wanted to continue. Learn. There was this burning, yearning passion to promote wind repertoire, to explore the music of Gunther Schuller, things that I would never be able to do as a high school band director. And that's what set me on the path to search for my master's degree, and then so on to my doctorate.
Right.
But coming out of my doctorate, of course, I knew that I still didn't know a whole lot, And I needed to find a situation, a job that was going to help me become successful, but teach me a lot more. And I'm very thankful that the University of Memphis hired me on as the director of athletic bands. And I did. I saw the entire gambit. You know, my colleagues, Nick Holland at the time and Craig Williams at the time, there was nothing that they wouldn't tell me about what they were doing. And I continued to ask more questions, continued to dig in deeper and deeper. And then the series of events occurred, and I found myself here.
Well, you were prepared.
Yeah.
You were prepared for those events to go down. But I just think it's so important if you're going to be teaching at a university level across a spectrum like the kind of job that you have, to have seen the whole spectrum of educating in that field. Right. And that used to be the only way you got it. You know? And before graduate programs in wind conducting, you had to be a middle school band director before you became a high school bander, and there was no way you'd get hired as the athletic band guy at a university unless you were the guy at marching band in the local, that's who they were. And then they came in, and there was a quality level of understanding and teaching that was happening because there was an experience base that was part of the curriculum developing a director of bands that was based on time and experience. I wanted to have a moment to point that out to our listeners today, because I think that's really important, and I think it speaks to the success that you're having and that the program is flourishing. Because like I said, every time I'm going around the country, more and more and more University of Memphis School of Music is coming up visibly all the time.
We're working hard.
Yeah, it's really great.
Working hard.
It's really great. We got gigantic amounts of shout-outs coming in for the Munford Band coming up here. I want to read a couple of those. Go Zoe and the Munford Band from Nana and Pawpaw. Love you. Let's see. Preston Poindexter, you are well loved. You rock from your grandmother. Go Arlington. To Preston Poindexter, hey bro, hope you have a good time. Love from your little sister. Preston, you're well loved. I hope you know that. Good luck. This is Go Mumford, Rock the House from Robert. Good luck, Brianna. I'll be watching you. Your big brother, George Orwell. Thanks. I'll be here all week. Shout out to Taylor Hayes from the Arlington High School Band. Good luck from Mimi and the family. Mimi, you are persistent. Thank you for doing that. Shout out to KJ Key at Arlington High School from the family in Arlington and Cherry Point.
Go Aubrey, Ryan, Michael, and Davey. I am so proud. Tip on Country Pride from Munford.
Yep, they're rolling in. So we're getting ready to listen to the Munford High School Band.